Hey everyone, Professor Michael Scanlan here. So, do you remember we talked about colors of light and absorption, reflection, things like that? Well, I want to talk today about mixing colors of light. So, quick question for you. What do you get if you take blue paint and yellow paint and mix them together? What color do you get? What color do you get if you mix blue and red? Well, light's different, okay? And so we're going to be mixing colors of light today. Now, how can you do this before I even get started? Remember how we said that we could do it at home whenever we were talking about absorption and reflection, that you can have a flashlight and get colored cellophane, put it over the lens of the flashlight, red, green, and blue. Those are your three primary colors of light. Not red, green, and yellow. That's paint. Red, green, and blue is for light. Okay. So you have red, green, and blue filters for your cellophane. Or if you don't have any colored cellophane, you could get some cling wrap, some plastic wrap, put it over the lens or the light shining part of the flashlight and color it with a marker. Red, green, or blue. Don't color on the flashlight itself, please. Just color on the cling wrap. Or you could do colored water and shine the light through colored water, red, green, or blue. I have three lights set up that I'm going to do, and I mix red, green, and blue in different proportions. And hopefully we get an idea of how colors mix. To do that, though, I'm going to kill these overhead lights. It's going to get really dark, and then it's going to get bright right behind me. Give me a second. All right, here's the red. Whoa, that is red, and it's looking white because, I mean, it's a camera. What are you gonna do? Here is green, and here is blue. All right, so what do I get if I mix red and green paint? You get an ugly brown color. What do I get if I mix red and green light, though? Well, it's tough to see here. Let me see if I can shift the focus on this. So I'm going to bring myself out of focus here. It's tough to see here on the screen, but you actually get yellow. I can sneak in and maybe change that a little bit. Well, what happens if I mix blue and yellow in paint? I get white. So it's not coming up very clearly. I apologize for that. Let's go ahead and turn these down some. Maybe they're just too bright. There we go, that's better. Much better. So I'll go ahead and turn the blue off, and the green off, and the red off, and we'll start again. So we have red, and we add in some green, and what color do we get in the middle? It's yellowish. And if I add in blue, I get white. So blue and yellow light make white light. Well, what happens if I mix blue and red paint? It should get purple. But if I mix blue and red light, well, it still looks purplish, but if you really focus on it, it's actually a shade of pink. It's actually magenta. Well, what happens if I mix blue and green light? I'm going to get a color called cyan. So if I throw my red back in there, mixing them all together again, hopefully you can see a little bit of the bleed over between the colors in this shot. You have red, you have green, you have blue. Red and green make yellow. Blue and green make cyan. Red and blue make magenta. Add them all three together and you get white light. I'm going to turn the regular lights back on. Make my camera have a hissy fit. So, Mixing colors of light, very different. If you look at pixels on a screen, you're going to see that one is red, one is green, one is blue. Mixing colors of light that are giving off light is very different than mixing colors of light that are reflecting light. So when you look at paint, or when you look at something in print, that is reflecting light. Looking at the lights that I have here shining off the screen, okay, that is giving off light. So your cell phone, computer screens, TVs, tablets, what have you, those are mixing colors of light giving it off. So your three primaries are red, green, and blue. For print, where it's reflecting light, your primaries are a little bit different. It's called subtractive primaries. And if you look at them, and if you look them up, you'll notice very familiar colors. I'll leave it at that and let you investigate further. That's it for today, mixing light colors. Get in with this with your flashlight and your cellophane or your plastic wrap or what have you. Mix the colors of light yourself. Have a blast with it. Look up adding light colors and subtractive primaries. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, everyone.